All right, guys, I don't know if you can see my ugly mug right now because the sun's beaming on me. It's kind of funny. About a month and a half ago, my son saw me and said, figured I'm the first one to get a sunburn at the beginning of spring. He's a little wise guy. But listen, I wanted to cover a few things. Before I forget, I was listening to David Wilkinson. He passed away in 2011. And there was another preacher on also. I forgot which one said this, but it makes sense. The more you talk about Satan, the stronger he gets. The more you talk about your problems, the stronger they get. The more you talk about God, the stronger he gets. We all have to get rid of the worrying. Remember, when you're first awakened, I know it's terrifying. Terrifying. I was awoken with ringing ears after 5 p.m. and I had muscle spasms throughout my whole body when I was in bed. It was literally like popcorn. I met this young gentleman, Marcus, from Georgia, and I was explaining what I was going through, and I didn't link it to the Bible. Marcus freaked out because he knows the Bible in and out, and he's like, Wolf, hold on a second. And he went through the Bible and he read, I don't know if it was Jeremiah 3:33, or I don't have a good memory on this, but one of the prophets were awoken by ringing of the ears and muscle spasms. And I'm sure some of you have gone through that too. The ringing of the ears, it's like a downloading. All of a sudden you start getting visions of what's going to happen. I never wanted to become a fearmonger. A lot of us know what's coming. But you know what? We want it to come. We really do. We want the wicked wiped out. We want Jesus to come down. We're all very anxious. But what I've learned is many have contacted me and they were awakened partially and they were terrified. So if you have anybody contact you, uplift them and tell them, God said, have no fear. I think somebody said he said it like 265 times in the Bible. We were not born with fear. We were programmed it. We were taught it by the elites, by Satan, by demons. You know, from TV, commercials, life in general, paying your bills, worrying about your kids, you know, scared of everything. Now they're trying to get us afraid of each other so we don't talk to each other. Why do you think you see everybody heads down in their phones? Nobody's conversing with anybody anymore. They desensitized everyone. The only ones that aren't desensitized are the awoken. That's it. You know, we're trying very hard to warn the others, and they all think we're crazy, like the Bible said. And I'll repeat it again. We will be mocked. God's elect will be mocked, laughed at, hated, lose friends, lose family over it. I've lost pretty much everything, you know. I lost my girlfriend. Not just me scaring her, but I made some bad decisions. And Satan can't touch the elect, but he can lure us off that narrow path. He lured me off that narrow path for about 3 weeks. And I'm coming clean, and I'm telling you the truth. And man, I want to kick myself in the butt for doing it, you know. But you know what? Like they said, in order to forgive others, the hardest part is to forgive yourself. And I was having a hard time. I still am. Some of the decisions I've made, you know, like I tell everybody, I'm a big teddy bear, but, you know, I've had my temper over the years. Not like I've never hit a woman or nothing like that, but if somebody started something with me, the first thing I would do is throw a punch or go off on them, or my temper would flare. I'd see red. When I was awoken and I was sitting at that park that day and this power came rushing to my heart of love and compassion, and this vision of explaining, forgive them for they know not what they do, and everybody has a story. I used to call people drug addicts and pieces of crap and all that. But for quite a few years, I was addicted to oxycodone when the doctors put me on it. So what makes me different? Nothing. You know, everybody who's addicted to something has a story. They're trying to numb themselves from whatever they went through. Don't judge anyone. Pray for your enemies too, even though that's very hard. We know what's going on. We know what the Masons are doing, the Vatican. We know what's going on with the little kids. I don't like talking about it, but we still have to pray for our enemies that they wake up and they stop. And that, God said it. That's in the Bible. That's God's word. So, excuse me, like I said, you know, if anybody wants to contact me, that you just awoken up and you're confused and you don't know what's going on, email me, WLF720, WLFPCK720 @gmail.com. I've talked to a lot of people on the phone, and I made a lot of new brothers and sisters. You know, a lot of people don't realize that we are the 12 tribes of Judah. We were kicked out of Israel. The ones in Israel are fake. They worship the Antichrist. They're building the third temple for the Antichrist. The real temple is coming down with Jesus. And there's going to be great deception with this alien crap. Aliens have been here all the time, the whole time. And you got to get through your head. I'm not going to mention names. They are family. But they believe in the aliens. And they're demons. You know, other civilizations were trying to warn us on tablets about these things. You know, how do you think all this technology popped up within 20 years? You think some brainiac just thought of it? The fallen ones gave them the forbidden knowledge. We shouldn't have any of this. You know, God has a plan though. You know, we have the internet, and this is how he's using the internet. And speaking of the internet, I never asked for subscribers or anything. I just wanted views because I just wanted to get the news out there. And I don't care if I put my face out there. Like I said, I've been threatened by Satanist cults. I got an email that they're coming to kill me. It doesn't bother me. I know I'm protected. I look back at my life and I see how God protected me. And you guys also. So stay strong, because you got to remember, God is with you. And he has a plan. And if you're alone somewhere, there's a reason for that. One prophet had to wait 25 years. I forgot his name. Sorry. And when it was time, God asked him to sacrifice his son. So he climbed a mountain, and he had the knife raised and everything. And he was about to kill his son. And God stopped him and replaced him with a ram or a lamb. God was testing him, testing his faith in him. Another prophet had to wait like 15 years. Now look at us. You know, I'm 49 years old. I've been semi-awake since I was little, but I really started waking up during 9/11 when I saw those buildings fall. I'm no demolition expert, but I knew it was demolition. I knew something was wrong, and I knew the government did it. 2,500 people were told not to come into work that day. That was the elite's friends. The rest they didn't care about. All these false flags with the Connecticut shooting, the school shooting, nothing happened. Some of these kids are actors now, and they're all grown up. And I'm not going to take credit for this, but there was a young man who pulled up the documents, and whatever parents were involved in that hoax, that false flag shooting, Every single one of their houses was paid off by the government. And it showed it right on paper. And I'm going to tell you another thing. A fellow brother of mine is, well, I'm not going to tell you who he works for, but he drives. He's like a cab driver. And one of the parents was in the back seat one night, about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Well, our fellow brother recognized him. Come to find out, the next day, this guy killed himself. He was one of the parents involved in the hoax. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to get this brother involved. So, anybody that thinks you're crazy and you're trying to plant your seed, just walk away, brush your sandals off, and go and pray that your seed grows in them, and whatever's to come, maybe they'll see more and they'll realize we're telling the truth. But the reason for this video is I'm going to make a lot more videos, more important ones with God's words. I was having trouble with the Wi-Fi. It was taking like 3-4 hours for these to upload. But with YouTube, if you're the first time watching my videos, can you do me a favor and subscribe? Because once I mentioned the Vatican and I was going to walk into the churches and call them out, which I already called one out, they took away 20 subscribers from me within a week. Now, I did see a couple already subscribe to me the past couple days, which I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for putting your trust in me. But for the few preachers that are against the 3 days of darkness, I'm going to tell you right now, don't go telling people that the 3 days of darkness is not real. It's real. There's over 30 scriptures in the Bible. And it says, "Come, my children, lock your doors, black out your windows, stay quiet and pray, because they will see your spirit light," pretty much. And the sun will go dark and the moon will turn red. And stay in your house until this indignation passes. I always have a problem with that. And it's not going to last long. It's going to be 3 days. The 3 days of darkness is God's wrath. The volcano, the earthquake, falling of the stars, the whole thing. Jesus is coming after that. And it's right in the Bible. So God bless everybody. I hope you get something out of this. Like I said, don't believe everything I say. Seek the knowledge, because man is dying from lack of knowledge. God bless and take care and stay strong, guys, in Jesus' name. Love you all.